Hi, boys and girls. I'm excited to share a great book with you today. It is called How Rocket Learned to Read, written and illustrated by Tad Hills. I know as second graders going into third grade, we've all already learned how to read, but we can still learn a great lesson from Rocket in this book about how he not only learns to read, but he learns to love it. And what he does with that new love of books after his teacher, this cute little yellow bird right here, has flown south for the winter, or in our case, has gone on vacation for the summer. See if you can make a connection. Let's begin. Oh, I wanted to show you the title page. I love the way that the author, illustrator, and publishers all work together. It's Rocket holding his own book. Isn't that a cute title page? Okay, here we go. Rocket loved to play. He loved to chase leaves and chew sticks. He loved to listen to the birds sing. Look at him. Every fall morning, after chasing leaves, Rocket would lie down on his favorite spot under his favorite tree. There, he'd sniff the neighborhood smells and settle in for a good nap. So there he is. Oh, looks so cozy under that tree. But one day, a little yellow bird startled Rocket. "Aha! My first student! Wonderful!" she sang. Rocket was confused. "Oh, student? I'm not a—" "But if I'm your teacher," the bird interrupted, "then you must be my student." Rocket found it hard to argue with this bird. He's trying to take a nap, and then a teacher comes along. Sheesh. "I'm so glad you saw my sign," the bird chirped. "Oh, yes, I can see it," Rocket said. "But I don't know how to read." "Can't read? Fantastic!" The bird waved a wing. "Welcome to my classroom." "But I just came here to nap," Rocket said. "Oh, no, there will be no napping in class," declared the bird. "Except, of course, during nap time." Check out the sun. School starts today. Guess that would be a problem if you couldn't read it. "Well, then I can just take a nap over here," said Rocket. "I've had a very busy morning." "Not to worry. I'll be around every day," chirped the bird, "until the weather turns." So Rocket got out of there. Would you take your nap elsewhere, or would you just join a class with a bird that doesn't listen? As Rocket breathed in the crisp air, the little yellow bird hung her banner. "Ah, the wondrous, mighty, gorgeous alphabet," she marveled, "where it all begins." Do you feel that way about the alphabet? Wondrous, mighty, gorgeous? I don't know if I've ever described it like that before. Opening up a book, the bird began to read. She sang out the story of an unlucky dog named Buster who'd lost his favorite bone. A cool breeze carried her lively voice across the yard. So there she is reading, and then it says, "At first, Rocket was disturbed." Look at that face. It's hard to nap when someone is reading a lively story. But before long, he found himself captivated. To Rocket, the story was as delicious as the earthly smells of fall. It was exciting as chasing leaves. He closed his eyes and listened to every word. "As Buster dug and dug under the lilac bush," the bird read, "he felt something familiar." Rocket waited. Was it the bone? He wondered. Silence. Was it the bone? He called to the bird. More silence. Look at him. He's enjoying the book, gets to a part he wants to hear, and then nothing. Did you see that bottom one? Nothing? Was it the bone? Rocket hollered. Suddenly he was rushing to the tree. Well, was it? But the little yellow bird was gone. I would say that's a little suspenseful ending the bird left. The next morning, Rocket arrived early. At last, the little yellow bird appeared. Hello, how wonderful to see you in class, she chirped. I can tell by your waggy tail that you are well rested. I'd like to hear the end of the story, please, said Rocket. That seems like a fine way to start the day, chirped the bird. She gave Rocket a name tag and began to read. Oh, she's got him hooked. Books can do that, can't they? They can just trap you in. Every day, Rocket returned to the little yellow bird's classroom. In the morning, the bird taught him a new letter until he had learned all of the wondrous, mighty, gorgeous alphabet. So there he is with B, L, all the way down towards the end of the alphabet. Together, they sang out the sounds that each letter makes and spelled the sounds they heard around them. With a G and many R's, they spelled Mr. Barker's grrr. They spelled the sound of the wind, which was growing colder by the day. Whoosh. Soon, they were spelling words like F-A-L-L, fall, for the gusty time of year, and R-E-D, red, for the color of the leaves. And each afternoon, the bird read a story. She read stories about dogs and birds. She read about leaves changing colors and about birds flying south for the winter. Then, one day, the weather turned and the letter banner disappeared. See you again in the glorious spring, the bird sang. And as she flew into the wintry sky, she called, Don't forget, words are all built one letter at a time. Oh, we all know that feeling when teachers and students have to part ways, don't we? It's not very fun. Poor Rocket and the bird, I bet they'll miss each other. What's he going to do now? The days grew shorter, and the leaves fell from the trees. The grass became crunchy. Soon, Rocket's classroom disappeared under the snow. He remembered the little yellow bird's alphabet, and he practiced his letters. You see his A, B, C in the snow? Those are really big. He found a fun way to practice. Rocket thought about the bird's sweet chirp while he sounded out words like D-I-G, dig, and W-I-N-D, wind, and C-O-L-D, cold. He made new friends and spelled their names. Hello, E-M-M-A. Hi there, F-R-E-D. He spelled everything. S-U-N-M-E-L-T. When Rocket spelled M-U-D, he knew that spring, as it always does, had returned. The breeze blew warmer, the grass grew greener, and a sign appeared. Class starts tomorrow. Early the next morning, Rocket rushed to his classroom. As he waited, he spelled W-A-G. He was excited. Oh, look at the sign. It says, "Welcome back, Rocket." That's cute. Soon the little yellow bird arrived. "Aha, my star student," she sang. "How wonderful to see you. I can tell by your waggy tail that you are ready for class." Then, together they began to read. They read stories about birds flying north in the spring. They read about picnics in the warm sun. They read about Buster, the lucky dog, who found his bone under the lilac bush. The end. Boys and girls. Oh, no, it's not. And when they were done, they read it again and again and A-G-A-I-N. Now it's the end. Sorry. Boys and girls, I love Rocket, and I love how at first he didn't even think he needed to know how to read. Why would he want to do that? He loved his life. He was happy smelling and running and digging and doing all those things. But then he found someone who loved to read. And he learned to love it too. And even when his teacher wasn't with him every day, he remembered the things that they had learned and worked on together. And he practiced on his own. And just like spring always comes after a winter, fall always comes after a summer. And that means we will be together soon in the fall. Now you'll have a different teacher, but there's still a lot that you can take from Rocket. Practicing your reading or your math or even your critical thinking, problem solving over the summer is a great way to stay ready to come back ready to learn in the fall. I love how Rocket takes what he learns and uses it. And I think you can do that too. Happy summer.